Hi everyone, this is Wei. I'm here to show you how to run the Apostle Raid Hazardum. Anyone can run Hazardum with only a few prerequisites. For all races, having Celestial Spike rank 1 or Shield of Trust rank 1 with Guarded Footsteps and Giving Hearts subskills ranked decently high is the bare minimum. If you are new to Crusader raids, it's most likely that you do not have the Crusader levels to do Shield, so get rank 1 Celestial Spike. If you are struggling with getting your Celestial Spike rank 1 because of the finish and Apostle with skill, try Solo Gurg with the anyone in party rule. You can make a raid in the menu before, like so. If you are a fresh character trying to learn Hasi, I recommend training your mana shield as well and to learn the play dead action. Elves and humans can play dead, and elves can also use hide. Giants, however, have to use Crisis Escape, and this has to be rank 1. If you are a giant with lots of leg, try to Crisis Escape outside the mission before you enter. Some party leaders will say going for that reason. If you have decent latency, then Crisis immediately once you get into the mission. You're going to want to stay hidden, dead, or Crisised until Hazardum swings and hits people. Don't get up if Hasi doesn't hit people, unless everyone else gets up. Grouping in the Now server works in rows. Usually it goes shields, spikes, blades. Some groups put Solo Shield here. For example, if you are here as a shield, you are shielding this person and this person. If you are here as a blade, this shield will shield you. If you are ever confused about your group, ask your raid leader to clarify. Once you get up after Hasi swings, you are going to want to get to your shielder. If you cannot see your shielder well, ask them to wear something to make them stand out more, or type something out in game. Usually group 1 will be close to Hasi because they have first blade in that group. When Hasi gets up, he will walk a little and then swing. You can use defense to not get pushed back by the swing, but if you don't, you can simply use Anchor Rush to get back to your shielder in time. After Hasi's second swing, he will jump. If you are a shielder, you want to shield your team. If you are a spiker or blader, preload your skill. If you know you cannot get to your shielder in time, shield yourself. If anyone misses shield in the party, everyone will get hit and be unable to use Crusader skills, unless they preloaded them. Next, spike timing. Spike timing can be confusing if nobody tells you, and that's okay. You do not want to spam Hasi the second he drops. Your spike will be too early. You want to wait until Hasi cries or puts his hands on his eyes, which is around 0.1 seconds to 1.5 seconds after he lands. Most groups will have 4 spikes, 3 of which have to land. That gives you a buffer. 2 spikes have to fail for the Hasi to not kneel. With the help of my friend Suki, here is some footage of correctly timed spikes. Debuffs. Debuffs are very important for a successful Hasi clear. Before he swings, if you spawn in at his feet, you want to try to hit him with a Bone Dragon and a Mer Dragon. Seeing as this role is simply based on where you spawn, no specific person is assigned to it. Roles assigned to people are Deathmark, Dance of Death, Smokescreen, Fateweaver, Spinning Uppercut, Battlefield Overture, Rage Impact, and Support Shot. To Deathmark, groups require you to have at least Dan 3 Deathmark, and preferably a high amplification reforge on gloves. If you have 2 Duration 3 accessories, you can Deathmark Hasi before he jumps, but if not, Deathmark him the second he lands. Dance of Death is usually alternated between 2 people because of its cooldown. You want to dance when he is in the sky, and when he lands, let it hit him 1 time, then immediately cancel it. Smokescreen can be done before or after Hasi jumps. If you are spiking and smoking, you must do it beforehand. If you are shield, you can do it after, just be careful not to actually hit him with the shuriken. Fateweaver, you must have level 10. The combo for debuffing is 2-5. You can click 2-5 on your keyboard instead of having to click the skill window. Fate him before he jumps or after if you are shield, and quick. Spinning Uppercut, you need to have Knuckle Eagle Ultimate for speed. Uppercut after his second swing. BFO, or Battlefield Overture, is simple. BFO outside the mission every run. Most groups ask for 50% norms or higher, so it's definitely not something most people can do, unfortunately. To show Rage Impact and Support Shot, because I'm a giant on now, I went to my Alexina human and got some help from some friends in Ignition. The main idea is that you want to stack Rage Impact and Support Shot to make the first blade bigger. Rage will usually happen around spike time. When you see Rage Impact, fire off Support Shot. Already have it at 99% and ready so that you don't miss, and be close to Hasi. You only want to fire one arrow. If you fire more than one and rapid fire spam it, you will steal the stack from the Rage Impact and lose it. Rage Impact timing should be done after Deathmark and everything else. If you Spike and Rage, you can do Rage right after Spike for great timing. Really easy, just spam the button. The damage difference can change a 150k crit blade to a 500k blade, so this part is very important. Nobody should touch Hazardum when he lands apart from the debuffers, who have to do it right as he lands. If you touch Hazardum after, you risk stealing the Rage Support Shot combo, or as it's called, RISS. After First Blade, you are free to whip out your best single target DPS you have and smack Hasi as the other 5 blades drop at once. Knuckles are great DPS, but not everyone has a pair of Perseus or Revenant Knuckles hanging around, so just do anything. Chain Impale works too. It really doesn't matter, just hit it. After Hasi is dead, pick up your reward at your feet. You don't always get something. Play dead, and then leave the mission. If Hasi doesn't die and stands up, you leave the mission unless your raid leader says to stay, or he looks like he's melting pretty fast. Blades. I mentioned the prerequisites for Hasi, but there are lots of prerequisites for being a blade. Most groups require 60 plus smiting. This is obtained by training your sub-skills. Christening blades is the most important. Then it's either Burning Needle or Breaking Lies. I might do a video on how to train sub-skills if people want that, so let me know if that's something you're interested in. Along with 60 smiting, usually 1000 max damage without BFO or Power Pot or Fateweaver is bare minimum. Some groups require 1200 max. 8 plus Pierce and R6, red upgrade stones, is common for requirements unless you're an elf. Then get a DX bow and make up for what you miss in Pierce with max. And cry, because you're an elf. I'm sorry. You have better entry methods though. Judgment Blade sets are also very nice and pretty affordable these days. If you're trying to become a blade, I would recommend investing in one. Next we have Entry Tutorial. If you are trying to be the one that enters, manipulating the AI so he does the swing, elves have the easiest time manipulating this AI by flickering hide. But humans and giants can do it too, it's just a little more difficult. If you are a giant or human trying to do entry, then equip a shuriken. Once you get into the mission, Crisis, cancel, Shadow Cloak far away, enough so that when you summon a crystal deer, it will not hit Hasi, and you can hide on it. If it hits Hasi, you will not be able to use hide on the deer. You want to mount the deer and flicker deer hide. The AI that is swipe is when he hesitates and doesn't crouch or have a white circle around him. Desummon the deer after you see him move, and then find your group. Lastly, we have AI patterns. This is not going to be relevant if your group does an entry with elf hide or giant on a deer. If you're not doing this, aka most people on Alexina, this is the one you want to pay attention to. There are 4 patterns total in Hasi, and knowing those patterns really helps you be able to not get knocked around so much. The first pattern I'm going to go over is orbs. He will shoot out orbs, which if they hit anyone in the party, slows everyone. You can use evade and roll into the orbs to dodge this, but it's very rare that everyone dodges it, so you will most likely be slowed. Use Anchor Rush to dodge the dash he does after, and get to your shielder or close to Hasi. You can also hop on a pet if you have no Dorcha and are able to do so fast. The next one is 2 fast dashes and then an immediate jump. This can result in the fastest runs or a complete fail. You can Anchor Rush these dashes too. The third pattern is 2 fast dashes, then Hasi will walk a little bit and swipe. Hold defense to not get pushed back. He then jumps after that. Lastly is the one that you will try to get while using entry. 2 swipes and a jump. Defense is your friend here. In general, the main things you should have pinned are whatever Crusader skill you're using, defense, Anchor Rush, Crisis Escape or Play Dead, and whatever debuff you're assigned to. Also, good to always put your DPS on there. I use Knuckles, so I put my Charging Strike on my 2. It's very handy and easy for me to hit. Also, if you are a giant or human doing the deer method, you want to have at least 2 crystal deers so that you can do fast entries. Also make sure that they have enough mana. It's quite terrible when you run out of mana on your deer. I gave my deers some totems for mana to help out with that. And I think that really wraps up this video. If you have any more questions about Hasi, feel free to drop a comment, message me in game, VVAY on now. You can ask me any questions you have, and have happy Hasi. Happy Hasi. Thanks so much for watching my tutorial. Let me know if I should do sub-skill video or any other tutorials for other content, and I can totally get to working on that. Bye! Hope to see you at Hasi.